I set it up for a 10-second countdown.
There we go.
Ooh.
Okay. I'll go. And we're here with you live. It's Alison and Leandra, and we're so pleased that we've managed to get this set up to work.
If we have. If it's working.
Yeah, well, we'll soon find out, Alison. This live is all about the ArtsyCrafts 2026 retreat with Alison Bomber in France. And so we're here to tell you the detail about it. We're not going to take ages to do this. I'm sort of hoping we can get this done in about half an hour, but we'll see. It just depends if we get questions coming through. But anyway, we're super excited. I'm in France. Alison is in the Czech Republic. And we are here to tell you about the retreat that we have planned with Alison, June 2026. It's hard to get used to saying 2026 already. So are you excited, Alison? Because I know we are.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see PaperArtsy HQ in person for the first time. I've seen your little tours and snippets, and I've had my own little private tours and snippets, but to actually be there in person, and it looks so incredibly beautiful where you live. I'm not only PaperArtsy HQ itself, but the surrounding countryside, the villages, the brocante, the flea markets. I'm over the moon at the chance to come and just be there.
We are lucky, yeah. It is a beautiful corner of France. I mean, actually, I was just thinking this live is a different destination. Nobody's ever seen me go live from this position in our property before. But,
you've got a lovely mezzanine wooden balcony.
That's our mezzanine. Actually, I haven't even checked to see what rubbish is up there. It's probably not.
It's so lovely. Filing in as well from Virginia, from Texas, from Washington DC. Amazing, brilliant to have your company this evening.
That's excellent. Well, let's kick things off. The dates are June 10 to 17, and that's actually a bit earlier than what we had last year when we had an event with Seth. If anybody wants to see any of the Seth stuff, they can go and look back on my Instagram, on the PaperArtsy Instagram, or on Seth's, and just go back. There's actually a highlight, is probably the easiest way on Instagram. There's a highlight with all the information on there. I have, and Alison has, we've both posted reels in the last day or two, which give you a little behind the scenes look into the area here in France. We've got 3 major changes from last year, which probably doesn't mean a lot to you unless you were on the retreat last year, but we do have 3 major changes. And our goal when we do these retreats is to change everything about the retreat from designer to designer. So it's just this, we're so lucky. We're in a really good touristic area of France, and that means that there's lots to do and see in this area. So we don't have to do the same program twice with each retreat. So that's pretty exciting. So for Alison, do you want to say what the main thing is? I'm
just reading a comment while you're talking. The Seth retreat was amazing. PaperArtsy goes above and beyond. So yeah, this one will be tailored slightly differently. We've got a couple of different events that are, one of which I don't know how much I'm allowed to reveal.
No, you can say everything.
Yeah, one of which I'm so excited about, which is to go to the house that Josephine Baker lived in, who is an incredible cabaret artist of the 20s. So that theatrical connection for me is deeply exciting. Of course, we're gearing things around botanicals, so the chance to visit botanical gardens and walk through and capture inspiration from the local nature, the wildlife, forest walks, all of that sort of business is really exciting to me. Paper mills. I can hardly contain my excitement about visiting the paper mills and seeing that paper making process up close. And that's going to be one of the things that will definitely inspire the work that we create together over the course of the week. But in that excitement, what I also want to try and bring is not a sort of hyper energy, but is to allow ourselves to rest into the landscape, to rest into the creative process, to allow things to build organically from the inspiration we're finding around us, whether that's in nature, whether that's from the products we're using, whether that's the textures of the papers that we play with. And we'll be working with layers and textures and words and color, exactly as I always do, taking our inspiration from the nature, sorry, the Czechs call it the nature. They say we're going into the nature today, from nature, from the place we're in, from the history of it, because another of my great passions is history. And we'll be stepping away from that pressure to produce things and allow ourselves really to relax into play and exploration. Because for me, those are the times when something really interesting or dynamic can happen, is when you're not trying for something perfect. You're working for something meaningful, something that is connected to where you are, to how you're feeling that particular day. So I'm really hoping we'll be able to let things emerge organically. We'll be working towards having each one a personal, individualized, vintage, altered book journal. And we will alter that journal, but we will also, throughout the days that we're working together, create small elements, create textures, create papers that we can insert, that we can add as pockets, interactive elements, all kinds of things. We'll be working in all kinds of different mediums and in all kinds of different ways, from sketching to painting to creating distressed and aged textures to something as simple as paper tearing. There's bound to be a bit of gel printing, but that book will become a kind of container for the memories and the mark making and for moments gathered from the week. So you absolutely don't need to arrive with any particular preparation in place. Bring your curiosity. You don't need to have any particular levels of experience. We'll be working in a way that means that everybody can work from where they are. That's always been incredibly important to me, both in my theatre history. It's no use pretending we're all going to be playing in exactly the same way. You bring yourself and encounter the techniques, encounter the possibilities, encounter the playfulness. So yeah, bring your curiosity, and all of it is going to feed the work, the surroundings, the nurture that I can see being lined up. I'll let Leandra talk a little bit more about that, but from our surroundings, from the places we're staying to the food, it's all going to feed and nourish and nurture us so that our creative process can be organic and playful and hopefully meaningful. I can't wait to share this time with you. You can hear I'm bubbling with the excitement. Go do some nitty gritty, Leandra.
Okay, well, I mean, basically what you should have done already is, here's Ella, who is actually the event manager. And really what you should have done already is go either to the Instagram link in bio for the PaperArtsy Instagram handle, or to the PaperArtsy website and click on the ArtsyCrafts link. And
I've got it linked in my link tree as well for anybody who's coming from my direction.
Excellent. And so there is an event information pack, and Ella's put that together, and it's several pages with pretty much every piece of information you need to know is there. The costs.
I just want to say, it's not, you're making it sound like information. It is a beautiful brochure full of tempting imagery as well. So don't think you're going there to have to read something really technical. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, well, Ella's a graphic designer, so that's why. Anyway, so we've got that information pack with everything in there that you need to know. And there's also the booking application form. And on that form, you can tell us all about what your basic needs as far as food goes, if you have dietary requirements, or which sort of room you would like to stay in. There are 2 packages available, and the only difference, they both offer everything, but the only difference is where you stay. You either stay near PaperArtsy headquarters, which is just a short walk from where we are based, where the studio is, where the house is. And it's in our neighbour's property. We've got neighbours who have got 3 houses on the property which they rent out. And so we've pre-booked all 3 houses on site. They have a shared swimming pool. So that's option 1, that's package 1. And that is, there's about 7 or 8 bedrooms down there. And depending on who you come with, if you come with a friend and you want to share a room, there are some rooms that have more than 1 bed, or some friends might share a double bed if they want. That's happened before. And there are also rooms with en suites. There's various different configurations. No two rooms are the same across the 3 houses. So what we try to do is, the more you can tell us and the more flexible you are as far as which room you want to stay in, then the easier it is for us to place people in an appropriate space. Package 2, the accommodation is in Lalande, which is about a 5-6 minute drive from here, at our good friends B&B, Brian and Cherie. They are New Zealanders. They've had their B&B in Lalande for 20 years now, and it's an incredibly historic house. It's, I don't know how many hundreds of years old, 600 years old or something. It used to be the original port on the Dodonia River, so it was a tax collection point in the village of Lalande to collect taxes. And so it's an amazing house. It's got fabric walls, you know, they've got chandeliers, they've got 4 rooms with en suites. Now, we recommend, if you're coming with a partner, a non-crafting partner, which is, you're totally welcome to bring your husband, partner, whatever, mother, it doesn't matter, whoever you want. If you want, we recommend you stay in Brian and Cherie's, because you're in Lalande, you're within walking of other activities, and you're within walking of the train station, which allows you to travel to Sala in one direction, which is a beautiful medieval town that you really should see if you're in the area. Or in the other direction, you can go to Bergerac, which is about a 20-minute drive from here, 25 minutes. Or you can stay on the train a bit further and go to Bordeaux. And in Bordeaux, you can easily do a day trip. So it just means if you've got partners with you, that it's easy for them to go off and do other things. And maybe if there's more than one partner in that house, then they all go and do things together as well, so you don't have to worry about them. But every other activity, they're welcome to come up here. So apart from when you're crafting and the days you're having lunch up here crafting, your partners wouldn't want to be here because it'd be a bit boring. I mean, they may, if they want, we can find things for them to do. You know, PaperArtsy is known as a bit of a vortex, so we can put them to work peeling and sticking stamps or something like that. But everyone gets sucked into the vortex. No, we wouldn't do that. Or they can lie by the pool and they can enjoy themselves, which I think someone's partner did quite a lot of last year. Or like I say, they may want to go off and do other things. So that's why there's the 2 packages, package 1 and package 2. Brian and Cherie will bring people from their home up to us and back every day. Cherie often helps with other bits and pieces behind the scenes for us anyway. They're our best friends here in France, so it's just an extended family, and it's a fabulous place to stay. I'm sure Jenny's in the chat, she can attest to that. So that's 4 bedrooms with 4 en suites. No, the difference in the price is because if you stay at Brian and Cherie's, you actually have to book the accommodation directly with them, but you can't do that. You have to go through me, because we have actually pre-reserved those rooms, so you won't be able to book direct with them at all. What we will be doing is juggling all the rooms and figuring out, and if we have too many people staying in the accommodation directly next to us, package 1, then what logically would follow is the overflow would have to go down to Brian and Cherie's anyway. So
they're both incredible options. You look at the pictures and you just go, well, I can't choose. You put me somewhere and I'll be happy.
And Brian and Cherie don't have a swimming pool, but so anyone staying there is welcome to use our pool at PaperArtsy HQ any time of the day, morning, noon, night, whatever, apéro, doesn't matter. You can have it happened last year, people drinking their champagne in the pool, no problem. Okay, so that's the 2 packages. It's all explained in the information pack. Have I missed anything there, Ella?
No, that's everything for that, I would say.
Okay.
Are there any questions arising immediately out of any of that people want clarity on? I mean, as Leandra says, Ella's got all that information in great detail, and for me, that's kind of easier to process when I can look at the pictures and see what's where and that sort of thing. So those information packs are really worth digging into. Yeah, I can see lots of people already saying they've already got their forms filled in, ready to send.
You know, the whole point of this retreat for us is that it is a super personalized experience. This is not like being in a corporate hotel environment. It is a home away from home, and we want you to feel like you are in a home away from home. We want you to, whether your partner is here with you and lounging by our pool, or whether you want to not join us one evening and just go and rest at your house and swim in the pool down at the houses on site, you're free to do whatever you want. We do have everything planned for the whole retreat. There's lots of events and things planned, but at any time, if it's overwhelming, or if you need some time out, or if you need to take a break and miss a session, even in class with Alison, it's not a problem. We just want you to do what you feel comfortable doing, and, you know, make our home your home. So I think I should probably talk a little bit about some of the extra events that we've got planned.
Yes.
Right. So one of the so the price has gone up a little bit from last year, but we've got, like I said, 3 major changes to how we operated last year when we had Seth. The first thing is we've got a chef on site. So Ella was our chef last year, and she did a fabulous job, and she still will be doing some meals this year. Some of the lunches she'll be doing. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got Chef Fred, very un-French name, but I guess Frederic might be more appropriate, but he calls himself Chef Fred. He does speak English. He does, he's a freelance chef, and so he is affiliated with some restaurants in the local area and has worked full-time in various restaurants not far from here. He doesn't live far from us, and he now is freelance. He does cooking classes, he teaches things, when tourists come through, he does little sessions with them. So we've got him booked to come in and do some traditional meals with us in the evening. So possibly one of the meals will be a little bit more formal than what we would have done. But he's also a pizza guru, and we've got an exciting Friday pizza night. And another exciting thing that we can announce is we have booked a band to play that evening, a little duo who play a little bit of I guess, well, we saw them playing in a thing recently, and they were playing everything from Prince through to French folk type song music and stuff. So they're pretty cool, and they're very jazzy, bluesy vibe. So very talented, 2 guys who are very talented and also happen to speak a little bit of English as well. They are French. So we're super excited because that's going to be a fun night, Friday. Last year, we took people to the Fête de la Musique in Bergerac, which was a musical festival. That is the weekend after the retreat this year. So if you guys plan on staying around after the retreat ends, you really need to be somewhere funky on the Saturday night, because every town and village across France celebrates the Fête de la Musique, and it's free music put on in every village. So if you are staying on, make sure to extend your trip to stay after the Saturday night. And actually there'll probably be things happening Thursday, Friday and Saturday in various villages after the retreat finishes. There'll be lots of music events going on everywhere. So we brought the weekend forward because we did find that made it a little bit hard for us booking certain things last year, because the whole focus was Fête de la Musique. So we've brought it forward a week. So you can still enjoy it if you're in the area, but it just gives us a bit more choice of what we can do with people. So that's one of the extra things, or 2 of them, the chef and the band. And then we've also sort of made better use of the Wednesdays. Last time, Wednesday was arrival departure day. This time we're eking more value out of the Wednesday. We're pulling the collection time where we picked everyone up at Bergerac train station. We're pulling it forward a bit, making it a bit earlier, because everyone was twiddling their thumbs anyway that morning. And so we're going to pick you up earlier and then bring you back, get you into your rooms, give you lunch. Cherie, if you're down in the Brian and Cherie's accommodation in Lalande, Cherie will give you lunch. She's amazing. She hosts lunches regularly. It's always awesome. And then we're going to take you to a botanical gardens in the afternoon. So it's, you know, if you're feeling a bit jet lagged, then you can just go park yourself under a tree and have a little snooze. But it's an opportunity for Alison to give a little bit of pre-teaching, to gather some photos and other things that might be relevant for or helpful in your project.
Yeah, so not just 4 days of teaching, 4 and a bit days of teaching. It won't strictly be teaching, but it'll be sharing what I do if I'm surrounded by beautiful organic nature, what I might do in terms of a sketch pad, what I'll aim for to capture on my camera, just thoughts about how you start gathering ideas and inspiration from nature. So yeah, it'll be a gentle introduction to the week, but you won't be missing anything if you decide you'd rather catch up on your travel jet lag.
Yeah. I mean, we do suggest.
Thank you, Tracy. Alison and Gardens, a perfect kickoff, Tracy says. And I'm just gonna read out what Jenny's put, because not everybody's looking on Facebook. It's by far the best retreat I've ever done, and if you're sitting on the fence, just go for it. There you go.
And you know, it's easy to get to us. We will talk about travel and transport links because it is easy to get to us. If you search now flights into Bergerac, you won't see much. The airport's actually been closed because they've been resealing the surface, and Ryanair haven't yet announced when they're going to start for the flights. But by the time the retreat is happening, there will be 6 flights a day coming from England into Bergerac Airport, and also from Belgium and other places. So don't panic if you. Yeah, in Prague. Don't panic don't panic if you can't see flights now, if you want to come over from the UK, because they will be available. But just let's back up a bit. What I was going to mention was it's quite important to try and be acclimatized to, or jet lag free, if you're coming from further afield by the time you hit us on Wednesday morning. So definitely do try and get through Charles de Gaulle, you know, if you're coming through that way, 2 or 3 days before the retreat, if you can. Most people last year definitely had either a few days in Paris before the retreat, or they did that after. I think it's probably the easiest thing is to do a few days in Paris before, and then maybe do more in our area after, because it is such a beautiful area, and Bordeaux is a mini Paris. It's just a beautiful city to go to. If it's walkable, it's flat, it's clean, it's safe, it's just
good transport as well. They've got a really good tram system around the centre of Bordeaux.
Yeah, really easy. Really easy, but you can walk everywhere. I mean, we went and stayed with, over the Christmas New Year period in Bordeaux for 2 nights, and we just walked everywhere. It's not difficult. So you know, there's plenty of options, and there's direct links from the train station to the airport, and etc. So that would be our suggestion: do Paris first, then here, and then maybe spend a bit more time in the area afterwards, because if you're going to hire a car, there's so much to do and see in the area. There really is. We're only just giving you a taste. So back to the other things, we're going to take you to Izzyjack Market. Now, this is where Mark and I go every Sunday. There's a food market, there's lots of little shops, there's some beautiful little clothing shops that are always open on a Sunday, but the food market is a really good one. There's lots of little bits and pieces. So, you know, if you're feeling that you want a bit of time out, it's easy to pick up little nibbly bits, and maybe you could have a meal by yourself, or, you know, evening nibbles with the people in your house, or something like that, if you're just feeling that you want a bit of time out. So it's a nice place to pick up some cheese, oysters, champagne, and wine, of course, and bread. So
I've never had an oyster.
Have you not?
Not sure I'm starting now.
We do at the end of every day, we have apéro, which is where you have a few little nibbles and a drink at the end of the day. It's a very French thing to do. It's your wind down day, and the French do it often. Instead of having people over for dinner, they have them over for apéro. So it's sort of like a in between work and your evening meal wind down. So we'll be doing
very civilized.
Yeah, it is. And it's a nice way to just be social with your neighbours without feeling the pressure of having to put on a whole dinner or something.
Yeah.
We will also be taking you out on to Le Josephine, which is a beautiful restaurant in our village, and that will be where we'll have a final dinner, a group dinner, a sort of a farewell meal. And last year they did 4 or 5 courses for us with wine included, and it was just an absolutely delightful meal. We went there for New Year's Eve this year with Mark's brother and sister-in-law who are over from New Zealand, and some other friends. We went with Brian and Cherie, and it was just a lovely restaurant. So they've even got eating next to the little Coos River. There's some tables outside, so it just depends on the weather. But that's another thing. So I think those are the main things we've got.
I've got some fellow non-oyster eaters. I can see.
We've also got lots of brocante. So like there's a pop-up market we're going to take you to. So every month, Villarreal, which this happened last weekend, Mark and I were there. Every month at Villarreal there is a professional brocante market. And it's our favorite because it's such a beautiful village. It has a wooden covered market area, which is quite unusual because most of them didn't survive, but this one has. And it's a beautiful place, and there's fabulous restaurants in this particular village. So on the Sunday, we're going to go to Izzy Market for food and whatever, just for you to pick up and have a look around. Then we'll take you to Villarreal, where we will book you into various restaurants for lunch. And you can have a nice 2-hour French lunch, taking your time, and depending on your budget, we'll book you into, there's all sorts. There's just a range of options there. And the brocante is on all day in that village from 9 till 5. So we will then be able to mooch around the brocante in the just after lunch or before lunch, whatever works for you. And then on the way home, there'll be another brocante we'll hopefully drop into, which usually is open on a Sunday as well. So that is Sunday Fun Day, we call it. Every week for us, Sunday Fun Day.
I'm so excited about the brocante, and I'm really excited to hear about the timing of it, because that's a civilized timing. The Czechs are early birds, so a brocante here will open at something like 6:30 in the morning, and then they'll all be packing up by 11. This is like, so if you don't get up and get there, you're done.
No, well, the funny thing is we usually arrive there after going to Izzy Market about lunchtime, about 12. And there's always one guy who just yells out, "Apero!" And they all come and grab a little drink, and there's a table goes out, and all the brocante people leave their stands and go and have a little convivial drink with each other. And then they set out their tables and they sit at tables within the market, all sharing lunch, and everybody will bring, like, someone will bring quiche and someone will bring something else, and they all sit down and share lunch together. And then they pack it all up and back to doing business for the rest of the day. So that's why we'll go and have lunch when they're having lunch. I mean, they still will serve you if they're having lunch, but it's just hilarious watching them. It's such a fabulous environment.
It's time for that.
Yeah.
I've opened a real can of worms, or can of oysters, with the oyster thing. It's getting the most traction so far.
Well, Cherie is a real oyster fanatic, but she also says if it's your first time, you probably should have them like cooked or gratin or something else like that. So yeah,
I'm a big seafood fan. It's not, I've just never really had the chance. I guess.
It is quite normal for people. Well, it's not unusual for people to have reactions to oysters, raw oysters though. So it is something that probably you want to try when you're not teaching for 4 days.
We're not going to force oysters down anybody. I'm just going to make that clear. It's not going to be compulsory to eat oysters. So you know.
Seafood is a really big deal here in France. They're big into their seafood. Okay, just looking at my notes. So we are up to the booking information. So as I said, if you're just joining, just to reiterate, there are 2 packages. Package 1 is where the accommodation is just close to PaperArtsy HQ on site, and so that's an all-inclusive. We have already purchased the accommodation, and so we're passing that on to you. So that's why the price is higher, because the accommodation is covered within package 1, all-inclusive. Package 2 is at Brian and Cherie's, where everything is all inclusive, all your meals, your day trips, your activities, your apero, all your lunches, your classes, everything is covered in package 2. The only thing that's not is your accommodation with Brian and Cherie, and you will pay them directly for that.
I should also say for package 2, if you live locally, then you would choose package 2 because you don't need accommodation if you're driving from home. Or if you are flying in and you have friends that live somehow near us and you wanted to stay with friends, then again you would pick package 2 because you don't need accommodation coverage. So it's not only for people who want to stay at Brian and Cherie's, but if some people like the look of Brian and Cherie's accommodation, rather than putting overflow into them, if someone wants to choose to stay there, then amazing as well. So it's for that, but also for people who have their own accommodation sorted out, like if they do live locally and they'll be traveling into us every day.
Okay, so the next phase is at the end of this live, we're going to make the 15 places available on our website. And all that is going to charge you a €500 deposit because it's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle for us allocating the rooms and all that sort of thing. And so it just gives us a pecking order, really. Whoever gets through the shopping cart first, we deal with that person first and give them their choice. We just figured that's the easiest way to do it. If that €500 will be deducted from the final balance that is due, and you will have seen that there is a payment system. So the first payment actually would be next Monday, is that right? Yeah. And then after that, it's sort of like a monthly payment until the event.
Yes, the 26th, Monday the 26th is the first payment, because you can either choose to pay in full after the deposit. Once your place is confirmed, you can choose to pay in full or pay in installments. And the first payment, whether that's the full payment or the first installment, is going to be taken the 26th of January.
Okay.
But the dates of the payment installments is all written in the information pack. It's in the FAQs, and it's also in the terms and conditions when you fill out the booking form.
So we are saying don't book any flights or anything until you have received confirmation from us that we have been able to allocate you a place. There is a chance that the website does a little glitchy whatever, and it ends up, I don't know, something weird happening. So please go through the website, bag your pay your deposit, and even if you change your mind, we will refund that deposit and we'll go to our wait list if we have a wait list as well. So
question, if from the USA, will my credit card work? I'm assuming that's for the booking.
Yeah,
yes, there shouldn't be a problem with that, should there?
There shouldn't be. Our website uses PayPal, so actually you're using PayPal to make the payment. There are 2 payment options on our website. Option 1 is to use pay by credit card, which will take you to a PayPal portal. Option 2 is to select the bank transfer option. And if you're in Europe or the UK or Australia, New Zealand, you can actually select that option, and it gives you our bank details, and you can make the €500 equivalent payment in your local currency into our Australian bank account, our New Zealand bank account, blah, blah, blah. Even if you're in America, you can select the bank transfer option, and I can issue a link to pay by credit card afterwards. So if you do have a problem getting through PayPal on the website with your card, then just hit your back button and click on the bank transfer option, and I will sort it out for you later. We will deal with all of this on Monday. So we will sort that out later, and I can always send you a link to pay by card. And that's easy. In fact, that's possibly easier for you than stressing out if PayPal's being stupid, because it quite often is.
Postage fee.
And if a postage fee comes up, well, I hope I fixed that glitch, but if a postage fee comes up as a cost on the calculating the €500, don't worry, we will also deduct that off your final balance. That's just a weird thing.
And
so
yes,
this will be on the PaperArtsy website. Yes, that's correct.
You've got that. Great.
Yeah. Okay. Travel is our next thing. So unless anyone's got any questions about booking. So in effect, after this live finishes, you go to paperartsy.com. I will reveal the places because at the moment the category is hidden. It's on the ArtsyCrafts link down below. Click add to basket, go through to the checkout, pay by backs or card, and then we will get your booking. You will receive an email with confirmation of your booking.
I'm just going to put the ArtsyCrafts retreat page into the comments here. Is that a good call?
That's a good idea. Right, so travel. So we're expecting everybody to find their way to Bergerac train station. And then we will pick you up on the Wednesday morning from there. It's just easier because you can train through from Bordeaux, or you can fly into Bergerac and then you can book a taxi from the airport to the train station, or is there a bus? No, there's taxis there, but we do recommend people book them because there's probably only about 3 taxis in Bergerac.
It is a very small airport if you do fly into Bergerac.
And there's no Uber. There's no Uber in this area. There is in Bordeaux, but there's not in and around Bergerac. So don't go thinking you can just call an Uber either. This is rural France. We don't have the delights of those things. So all your transport during the retreat is provided. We rope in various people to be chauffeurs during the event, and for those people who hire cars, then you might get roped into being a chauffeur as well. And we go on in convoy to various places, and it just means there's a bit more flexibility in people's arrival and leaving time. And then you have a little buddy car system, and I don't have to count hats or flags or carry a flag or anything. It's just you look after your own little group of people in your car. So you don't have to hire a car, but if you want to have the freedom to do other things or go other places, then it is a good idea. And you can hire cars either when you come into Bordeaux, at the airport at Bordeaux is the best place, or at Bergerac Airport if you fly into Bergerac. There are other places you can hire cars in and around Bergerac from the supermarkets do car hires and things, but it's a bit more complicated. They're used to hiring to locals who have got a residency card. They are not used to hiring to international people, whereas the airports are. So that's just a tip for you. There is going to be one pickup time for those people who make their way to Bergerac train station on the Wednesday morning, and you will see us with a little ArtsyCrafts pickup card. It's not a big station, don't worry, you can't get lost. It's a small station. There's only one door, and it will be obvious that we're there, so don't panic about any of that. We will set up, for those people who manage to secure a place, we will set up a private WhatsApp group for the group, and we will also set up a private Facebook group for the group. We recognise a lot of people are really not that happy with Facebook at the moment and are boycotting it, so for various reasons. So we will do a WhatsApp so that everybody can be in touch with each other that way. Now, there's something that is not covered with your retreat fee. We've told you all about the accommodation and we've told you all about the activities and everything, but obviously we are not paying your travel to France or to Bergerac. It is up to you to organise your flights and how you get to Bergerac. We also recommend that you make sure you have got good medical health cover and insurance for while you are travelling. And that you also check within your travel insurance policy that you have a cancellation policy as well, because if for some reason something happens and you can't make it to the event, then you're going to want to have insurance cover the loss of the output that the cost of the event to you. We had one lady sadly last year who had to cancel, and we could not replace her in the 4 weeks before the event. It was just too short notice for anybody to be able to replace her, and so she needed to use her insurance to be able to get her money back. So all of the cancellation terms and conditions are in the book, in the information.
All of the terms and conditions are on the end of the booking form. When you fill out the booking form, they're all written down at the bottom of that.
Great.
I feels like, whoa. And that's what it has to be at this point. We have to get all that organizational stuff out there, and then once we all arrive in France, anybody who can come, it'll be a whole different vibe, I promise.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we've pretty much covered everything. The event information pack, you need to read
I've been keeping
everything.
an eye out. I think we've covered sort of the questions that have come up along the way that needed covering right now. Anything else that anybody wants to throw our way?
There was one question I saw where somebody said, do we do this every year?
Oh, every year. Yes, I saw that.
We do it, this is our first year, we're doing twice a year. So we've got Alison, and it's always spring and autumn. So June and October are our preferred dates. Shoulder season, we don't want to have you here in July, August because it's too hot. So, you know, it's a bit of a challenge. So, and also everything's cheaper in spring and autumn and it's less busy. So it's coming on the shoulder tourist season is the logical time to come. So June is mid-June, and then the other one is the 7th to 14th of October, and that's actually already been announced that it's going to be with Tracy Scott, who is a designer from England. So we will be going live in the same way we've done this today with Tracy, probably early March. And to sell the October event. So if you're interested in doing the same kind of thing, although we've got different places lined up to go to with Tracy already and different events, yeah, that's exciting. I won't tell you, but we've got lots of different things all over again. Yeah. We've also got a Facebook group called ArtsyCrafts Retreats, and that's if there's a cancellation, that's the obvious place for us to put any information in there. And if you have any questions, our email is artsycrafts@paperartsy.com, and that will come direct to Ella and she will answer any of your questions. Now we've got one request that the booking forms need to arrive with us by Wednesday the 21st of January because well, ideally we want you to do them over the weekend, this weekend if you can, but it just makes it, we can't really start allocating rooms and all that sort of thing until we've received everyone's booking form, so it's easier. I mean, if you're first on the list and you don't send us your booking form, then we have to wait for you because you're first on the list through the website. So just send the booking forms over.
So it should be once we have everyone's booking forms and we have all the rooms allocated, then we will reach back out to you and let you know that your spot has been confirmed. And at that point, then you can start making your travel arrangements and everything. And then we'll organise when the first payments happen. But we do setting a deadline of we would really like all of the booking forms back by Wednesday, and then we can get the ball rolling to be able to confirm everyone's spots with them.
That does mean we're expecting this to sell out straight away, as you can tell. It did last time, like to give you an idea, like Seth's last time, it kind of sold out within half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. So yeah, you do need to get your fingers going through that website as soon as this live is finished. So if you have a major tech meltdown or whatever, please just send us an email. We will do our best to accommodate you. If you can't get our website to work, please just send an email. We'll see it date stamped, and you know, we will go through, we'll do everything we can to try and smooth things over for you. So
yes, and I'm just going to say email Leandra and Ella. I can't do anything for you at this point, so, so don't email me, but email them or message them on Facebook, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to meet this summer in France and have an extraordinary time creating and crafting and making and eating and relaxing and swimming and shopping and listening to music and generally having a glorious time.
Yes. Well, thank you to everyone for joining us, and thanks to, it's lovely to see, you know, I know there are people who want to come back who were here for the Seth event last year, and I will say that the price of our event is approximately, I'd say easily a third less, but even close to half of what you pay for other similar events in this area. And we've done that deliberately. We've tried to keep the event as affordable as possible so that it isn't a bucket list event, so that it is something that people can come to more than once. And, you know, everything's on site here. We're not having to hire our facility. You know, you're actually going to be in our house. The classroom is a room in our house. It's our pool, and it's PaperArtsy HQ is on site here too, in the stables, so you'll get to see all that and the Willy Wonka stuff behind the scenes and how everything works. So that's a big saving, that we're not having to hire a venue. And of course we are doing all we can to do everything ourselves, rather than bringing in, you know, other partner companies.
It's
so most
family affair, which is
Yeah.
lovely. It's properly intimate, it's properly connected, it's properly together.
Yeah. Most of the other retreats in the area sort of have agencies that act as middlemen, and sometimes there's two middlemen, so that's what pumps up the pricing on them. So we're just really glad to be able to keep it at what we think is a really amazing value for money. I know that some of the ladies who came last time, who are retreat junkies, shall we say, did endorse us as one of the best retreats they've ever been on.
Well, there's been a lot of that in the comments as well, so thank you to everybody who's been so congratulatory about last time and recommending that everybody comes this time. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jodie.
So I make it 5:45 here in Europe at the moment. You're going to make that link live when?
Yep. Now.
Wow.
As soon as you hang up.
As soon as we hang up. Okay. So we better go away.
Okay.
So that people's itchy trigger fingers can send off their
they'll just have to keep hitting refresh. I've just had a thought that we probably didn't update the it's just something that we haven't remembered to do. I don't think the order placed email that you're going to get is going to be you. It's probably going to be all about Seth. So I've just realized, so when you get your confirmation email, it might be the wrong information. Sorry.
I promise it'll be me. I'm not being ousted. I'm coming to PaperArtsy HQ in June this year. There's no question.
I can't change that now.
Thanks so much to everybody who's dropped in today. It's absolutely lovely to hear how much excitement and interest there is about this. Even from people who aren't going to be able to make it are excited for people who are going to be coming. So it's lovely.
Yeah.
This generous community is just a joy. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, well, thanks, Alison, for all your
Thank you.
skills behind. I'm gonna leave you because you started this to.
Yes, I'm going to end the stream. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a lovely rest of weekend. Bye bye.